There was a gamer who loved technology more than anything. He spent many nights in his room surrounded by glowing screens and the hum of machines. His favorite new purchase was a virtual reality headset. He had saved money for months to buy it, and when it finally arrived, he felt as though he had entered another world. The headset allowed him to swing swords, climb mountains, and fly through space without ever leaving his living room. But the game he loved the most was the boxing simulation. It made him feel strong, powerful, and quick like a real fighter. One evening he invited a few friends over to show them his skills. He bragged that he was almost unbeatable in the game and that his punches were faster than lightning. His friends laughed and cheered him on as he tightened the straps on the headset. He selected the boxing match and stepped into the center of his room. He raised his fists and began to swing at the air. The screen in front of his eyes showed a crowded arena with bright lights and a fierce opponent. He ducked and weaved, he jabbed and hooked. His friends clapped and shouted encouragement. At first everything went well. He moved with rhythm, throwing punches and blocking strikes. But as the fight grew more intense, he forgot about the world around him. He no longer noticed the coffee table beside him or the television against the wall. He was lost inside the match, sweat forming on his forehead as he pushed harder and harder. The digital crowd roared louder in his ears and his opponent taunted him. Then came the moment that changed everything. His virtual rival stepped forward for a final attack and the gamer saw the perfect opening for a knockout punch. He pulled his arm back with all his strength and swung forward with a mighty hook. In his vision, he saw his glove strike the face of the opponent and victory flash across the screen. But in reality, his fist flew past the edge of safety and crashed directly into the large television mounted on the wall. The sound was sharp and painful. A loud crack filled the room as the screen shattered into spiderweb lines of broken glass. The picture flickered once, then went dark. Silence followed as everyone in the room froze. The gamer lowered his hands slowly, realizing what he had done. His heart dropped into his stomach. The expensive television, now hung broken, useless, and ruined. His friends burst out laughing. Some of them doubled over, clutching their stomachs. Others pointed at the shattered screen, unable to believe what they had witnessed. The gamer, however, did not laugh. He pulled off the headset and shook his head angrily. He shouted that the game was to blame. He claimed the designers had made the experience too real and too immersive. He insisted that anyone would have made the same mistake, because the punches felt exactly like real life. He argued that the game should have included warnings about distance and safety. His friends continued laughing, telling him that it was not the fault of the game, but of his wild swinging. They reminded him that the instructions had clearly said to make space before playing. They teased him, saying he had won the fight in the game but lost the battle in his living room. The gamer did not want to hear it. He sat down frustrated, staring at the broken screen. As if it had betrayed him. Over the next days, the story spread among his group. Everyone told others about the man who destroyed his television while playing virtual boxing. Some told it with serious faces, as if it was a cautionary tale, while others told it with laughter, as if it was the funniest thing they had ever heard. Either way, the gamer could not escape the reputation of being the one who let his punches go too far. Eventually, he admitted to himself that perhaps the blame was his after all. He remembered the excitement in the moment, and how he had lost awareness of his surroundings. He knew he should have cleared the space before playing, yet part of him still held on to the idea that the game had tricked him too well. He bought a new television eventually, but whenever he played boxing again, he made sure to stand in the middle of the room, far from every wall and object. His friends never let him forget the night of the broken television. They would joke by saying, "Be careful, do not knock out the furniture or keep your punches in the ring only." He accepted the teasing with a smile, though deep inside he still felt embarrassed. It was a lesson learned in the most expensive way that night taught him that virtual reality may not be real, but the damage from losing control certainly is.